Let me show you how easy it is to set up a Beehive account to allow connections from Zapier to the individual users or to the account admins on an account. Really easy. You do it at the trigger level, and then don't forget, only pro users or account admins would be able to connect their Broadvoice account with Zapier. It would not be available for any of the other users or roles. So with that, you go to Manage or Connect with Zapier. I want to turn on call in. You'll see most of these events are the same as the webhooks, right? Because they are basically a webhook, right? They fire when an event happens. There's no polling. So when a call ends, I want to turn that on. So I'm going to do a connect. So if I want to just enable the Zapier trigger, remember you have apps, triggers, and zaps. So the trigger is the event. So I want to enable those on the account. So save it. Now it is all call ended events will fire if there's a Zapier account connected and if that account is an account admin. Only account admins would get this at this point, and it would be for all traffic on the account. An individual user that would try and connect would get a message saying you don't have permission. Please contact your system admin or your account admin. Now, let's say I want to turn it on for a user. I want to allow a user. So I then say go to the billing user on the account, hit save. The billing user is now able to connect their Zapier account to their Beehive account. And every time the billing user has a call end event, then they will get that trigger. A trigger will fire and send it to their Zapier connection as a zap. If an account admin only wants to see their traffic instead of everything, you can restrict it here. So at this point, admin Bob, as an admin, would only see his traffic. So only admin Bob's phone numbers or hangups or call-ins would then fire. And then Prima Zima, who's also an admin, has not been restricted to their user account or enabled for the user account. So Prima Zima, in this case, would get all account level traffic, right? If they connected their Zapier account to their Beehive account. And that's it. You have account level, you have user level, and you can turn it on and off. If I want to turn off the billing user, or if I want to suspend Zapier completely, I can turn it off here. No call-in zaps would fire on the account. I could then turn off an individual user, or I could change an account admin from restricted to only their triggers to the account level trigger. All right. And then at this point, I could turn it off, or I could remove the connection. If I remove the connection, it removes all of the connections, and they would have to re-credential if they were to turn it back on. That's it. That is everything it takes to enable a Zapier connection on an account. So let's track call-ins to a Google Sheet. You can populate a Google Sheet. You can set parameters on it. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. So first things first, you set up your Google Sheet or your spreadsheet. You set up your columns. So call answered, duration, caller ID, caller number, from number, to number. These are some calls I've already gotten that have already been sent through. Direction, call ended, and then note. So if I'm sitting here watching calls or I'm seeing missed calls and I want to mark, I called them back, right? So you can actually make notes, and then as calls comes in, it'll insert rows. So we've got the spreadsheet done, ready to connect. So rather than go through the whole process that I just showed you on how to start from scratch, I'm just going to edit one that's already running or is already there. So if I pull it up and do edit the zap, I'll walk you through it. So nothing really changes on the trigger, right? So same thing. I set the call in on the event. I select the account. I log in. I test the trigger, and everything's good. Now, on the action, I select what app I'm going to integrate with, be Google Sheets. What event do I want the Google Sheet to have? So I'm going to create a spreadsheet row, but it can have multiple rows. It can be a copy of a worksheet. It can create a spreadsheet. It can do a lot. So I'm going to create a spreadsheet row. I'm going to join it to my Gmail account. And then inside the Gmail account, I'm going to select which Google Drive I'm going to be in, what the name of the spreadsheet is, which sheet it is, and then you'll notice it actually will pull from the spreadsheet the column names. Okay. And then I basically go in and select which field coming across from the data on the call in do I populate in each column within the spreadsheet. And then when I'm done, notice I left notes blank. So it won't populate notes from our data, but it will allow me to update the spreadsheet as I go, do a continue. I can retest it since I've already tested it, and then turn around and didn't make any changes. So it's going to leave the Zap published. So you see it turned on. And then as I get phone calls, it will populate the sheet, right? So one of the other nice things is, let's say I want to track and keep an eye on anybody who talks or any phone call that talks more than 5 minutes, right? So, or 60 seconds if I'm a call center, contact center. So set it up. Anything more than 300 seconds, let's say I want to say anything more than 40 seconds, goes green. So then as calls get added in here that take too much time, it would populate and set it to green so you know which ones to follow up. And that's how you do a more complicated integration for populating a spreadsheet with your Zaps. Thanks for watching this demo on Beehive Zapier integrations. To find out more, check out the resources linked in the description of this video.